Hello. Hi. I'm making this video just to give you an idea about what I think I'm going to repaint one of my old painting after 5 years. I mean, I'll say goodbye to this painting forever. Somehow I didn't like this painting. Subject-wise, the figures are clashing and not connecting. In my opinion, the colors are saturated and bright all over. The energies are scattered. So I decided to paint over it, change it. The left side of the canvas, I'll eliminate the figures and repaint over it with a different elements, maybe some color treatment. So far, I don't have any idea about what I'm going to do. But this process will show you how it's evolve and how I make this composition alive or not. It's one way I'm taking a chance to see.
Hey, Prabin.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
What are you up to?
Are you watching the studio today?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, just I'm brainstorming with this painting. This painting was way up there hanging for 4 or 5 years, and it draws some attention, but I'm not happy with. So that's what I am thinking. I'm going to sand it out all this kind of thick area like this.
So are you going to paint out the woman on the left?
I think this part, I don't know whether I should paint the woman or keep the woman, but I want to make some kind of element. Maybe it's going to be abstract or something more random and spontaneous kind of work. I don't have any idea yet what I'm going to do with this thing. But definitely I like to match the subject this figure has to do something with. Right now they're not getting together.
Well, you'll see.
Yeah, I want to be surprised. So see this color is so thick here that I have to sand it down to make it to the level, to the grain point, so that it will be like a little grain strip. So after that color will stick here. Otherwise, normally my paintings are more kind of thick how it is. This is an experiment, and reason I'm doing this thing is because I'm not attached to this painting anymore. So in that way, I'm more playful. Sometimes when you buy a new canvas and new colors, you are very serious about your painting, right? Like that.
Yes, I think a white is very intimidating. That's
Yeah.
a blank canvas.
Yeah, and you are so serious about starting something and when you go something and you want to make sure that painting has to be good.
Right.
And that way your mindset is locked into something very
Yes.
serious things. And it's a good thing for me to start with the old painting so that I don't care if it is so bad, right? I
Yes.
don't care. Maybe it will be a good painting, but it's more playful. It's okay to destroy this painting, okay? For the time being.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think, right?
Yes.
So I eliminated this area, left hand side of canvas, and totally erased the old figures and thinking to what to do. What I don't want to do it. That's what my thing is. And then that means a checkpoint, this limit that I should not do that. Then automatically I'll be squeezed into a system where I'll narrow it down to my focus into one set of thing which I don't know even. So that's what I'm going to do. Mostly I'll try to create some sort of color balance, color and tonal variance to compositions. How to compose this canvas such a way that it makes some sense and create some mood. So that's how I'm gonna do this painting, and it will be just like an experience than the making a good painting. You know how you feel like when you stand in front of your own canvas? Because each and every moment there is a challenge, there is a decision you have to make. Maybe everything is important. You have to apply the colors, same time you have to think about the form also. It's a different approach, but also it is very challenging, especially when you don't have anything in your mind and you want to do a good painting. I want to repaint it. The reason is that I don't have to be worried about the outcome. I can just think about like, let it go, let it flow, just follow the energy. That's one way to think. But again, the randomness doesn't always reflect promise to be a good painting. Especially I'm focusing on this figure, that a lot of colors are here. I want to simplify this treatment in some way or other. It's a constant decision-making process, like what color you're putting in and when to put it and whether you should use a palette knife or a brush. And once the painting has a lot of thick color, then difficult to go back. Then you have to scratch the surface and paint over it. I try to avoid those things, like I don't want to build up layer by layers, but at the same time, I want to, no, it's not working. It's kind of too much of colors, too much of multiplication and mixing. And if I don't mix the color, then it will be like it's too saturated. That's another thing I don't like. I don't know what is wrong with showing the real self, what people do in real life, and what is their struggle story. I want to show people how I struggle, what I do, and what is my intention is. Regardless of pleasing someone or making a good painting, that's my intention of making this video, so that it should be transparent about what I do and how I think and how I proceed. Well, this is the painting I'm working on now. It's been like a long time and still I'm trying to figure it out, what color to put where. And every day my decision changes. Yesterday I was thinking something and now today I came with a different idea and change the form with the colors. And I don't know, tomorrow it might change again. So it's about continuous process of evolving or changing. So why I do this thing? Well, it may not pay me. I may not get the yeah, it's kind of why do I. That's why I don't know why I do this thing. So when I do this kind of changing, sometimes I feel like more aggressive, and sometimes I want to stay within my limit. Today, my action is not matching with my feeling. So the spontaneity doesn't work today. My attention is divided, not focused. So I'm trying to be more little defensive in my approach. To do that, I decided to block the zone in my canvas. It can look like some kind of old painting, but it's not reflecting anything new, nothing new. That's what I'm worried about. I want to do something where I can learn something new. So that's what I'm looking for here. New in terms of the treatment, new in terms of color compositions, new terms in terms of the form and energy. Well, this is just because energy doesn't work at the same time. Sometimes you're sluggish, sometimes you're bored and you don't have energy, and other distractions make you not to focus to what you do. But today is not the good day for me to paint or create something like a masterpiece where there is no activity outside. Uh, and I'm forcing myself to find something. Totally, I'm blank today. There is nothing there in my mind, but that doesn't mean that I have to stay away from the canvas and wait for the right moment. I'm not that kind of person, but I just do something, some kind of things, so that even if I don't get to what I want, but I should at least I am on the way to make something happen. So far, it looks like this now. Still, I'm evolving and trying to find. I don't want this kind of very saturated bright color. Just I'm carrying my own mood and temperament. Uh, doesn't have to be happy or sad or something like that. Just trying and let's see how it goes. I'm working on this space actually. I'm trying to find some image, some kind of figure, and looks like I'm getting there, but a lot of the greenish blue in the background. Struggle, struggle, struggle. You might ask me why I'm struggling too much, whereas, whereas it's easy to repeat with the same subject and with familiar treatment. After a few success, we become brand conscious. Branding is like sticking to a certain style of work. Our mind set to a style, set to a smile. This type of conditioning is okay, but sometimes it goes against my own will. I like to be more free and spontaneous. That's my secret desire. I don't know. My landscape and figures sells and pay my bills and encourages me to paint more and more of the same thing. And people like it. But but it takes a lot of self conditioning and discipline, which I don't like. It's like asking a singer to sing the same song and repeat again and again and put a smile on the stage. It's like I'm a wild creature in a zoo, entertaining the visitors and getting fed. My main focus is to get out of the cage, especially when I realize that security is a kind of trap. But but it's a different kind of satisfaction that I am getting now. After after the pandemic and the world is going through a war, you realize that we are not secure. The happenings around us are not in our control. We cannot predict. We cannot predict the outcome to go in our favor. Everything is happening for a reason that I know. I'm just I'm just trying to be ready to deal with it as it comes. At this point, I'm just navigating myself with my energy and resources, allowing myself to do what I need to do, and trying not to be slave of my own talent and skill. This stage, nothing is clear yet. What I learned is getting a degree from art college, what I did, and being an artist is totally two different things. That can be explained in another time. Today, I'm with a different energy. Yesterday, I was feeling a little lost. So, my thinking was not that clear. Today is the same thing, same confused state, but little better. I'm trying to create a color pattern so that it will hold everything together. Right now I'm making the palette knife, but I'm waiting for the time when I use the brush work. That's what I think that will work in one way. Normally I don't do that. Straight away I start with the canvas with a brush, big brush. But today, with these paintings particularly, I'm trying to experiment with, is there any way I can do the same thing differently? Like, so one figure goes like that and other figure goes. The tension has to be here so that some light sources I'm thinking of going from here, I will make this area completely light. This area will light, this side will be totally like dark. This sometimes I idolize the figure so that it flow with the pattern that I'm trying to create. It's basically the pattern, yeah. It's creating a pattern of figures. That's what I do. If it doesn't fit with the subject, that's okay. But how are you?